Okay, so yesterday we did area of triangles and rectangles and squares, and today we're going to do area of a parallelogram, which we remember is like a tilted rectangle. Now, lucky for you, parallelogram uses the same formula that rectangles and squares use. Area equals base times height. And we know that the base and height still have to be perpendicular, just like they were in rectangles. Perpendicular. Okay. So like, here's our little parallelogram. So your height is going to be going through the middle. It makes a little 90 degrees. So this is the height, and then this or this would be your base. Either one, because they are the same length. So make sure you're picking the right numbers for height and base when you're doing area. So like when we look at number 1, there's 3 numbers in there. We do not use all of them to find the area of this parallelogram. So we're going to do area first. So finding the area, I know I'm going to do base times height. In my picture, I'm going to label base and height. Now I'm going to look for the perpendicular line first, because that's going to tell me my height. So I can see the number in the middle, that's the height. So I'm going to label that H. And the side that it's actually touching, well, the 90 degrees is up here. So like it could be this side or the one across from it, because this is also a 90 down here. So then that tells me, oh, perpendicular, these are perpendicular. So then this is the base, not 5, okay? So then I'm going to plug 4 and 10 into base times height. So area equals, base was 10, times the height was 4. 10 times 4, you would type that in Desmos. 10 times 4 is 40. So the area is 40, okay? For perimeter, we know, I mean, maybe we don't, but we should know that perimeter, like the definition, how do I find the perimeter, is when you add all the side lengths together. Sides together, okay? So that means since this shape, the parallelogram has 4 sides, I need to be adding 4 numbers together. So perimeter equals, well, what are the sides on the outside? Well, I have a 10 here and a 5 here. And what is this number up here? Oh, that's another 10, because opposite sides are equal in a parallelogram. And then how much is this side? Oh, well, opposite sides are equal, so that's going to also be a 5. So for my perimeter, I'm adding the numbers on the outside. I am not doing anything with 4 for the perimeter. Like, I don't need the height for perimeter. So I'm doing 10 plus 5 plus 10 plus 5. So you would type all of that in Desmos at the same time. 10 plus 5 plus 10 plus 5. Okay, now when you type that in, you end up getting 30. Okay. So area, we're using the formulas. Perimeter, you're adding the sides together. Easy. Last thing we have to talk about is the ones where they give you the area. So like in this one, it says find the base of a parallelogram if the area is 48 inches squared and the height is 4. So first of all, they told us parallelogram area. That tells me what equation should I be picking. Well, I should be using the area of a parallelogram formula. That's A equals base times height. Okay, now they told me in this one the A was 48 and the 4 is H. So I'm going to put those in the equation where they belong. So A was 48. I'm going to put it underneath the A. The 4 was H. I'm going to put it underneath the H. I don't know what B is, so I'm going to put B in parentheses, because we're multiplying these together, okay? So to solve this equation, we know B times 4, that's 4B, duh. And we know, oh, to get 4 to move to the other side, you gotta do the opposite. So this is multiplying, so I divide to get 4 to go to the other side. And 48 divided by 4, you would type in Desmos, or like you know that 48 divided by 4 is 12. So that means my base is 12. Okay? So that should pretty much be it. I mean, this is pretty basic. So you can go ahead and start the formative.